Why is there a stigma about mental health in our communities? Perception. Yes, Amanda. What? They believe if you have mental health, you're cray-cray, right? I think Black people think it means you're crazy. Exactly. There you go, Melanie. There's these negative thoughts about mental health, but the reality is at some point in all of our lives, we will undergo a mental health issue. Um, and so I think how we work towards normalizing denial, yes, crazy, yes. Thank you guys for engaging in the chat. Um, so we talk about it, right? We start by talking about it. And I think that is where we absolutely start. We also start by being an example in taking care of our own mental well being. So, what are some things that people do when you feel overwhelmed, when you feel stressed, when you feel anxious or sad, or just like you just are losing it? What are some things that you do to take back your peace and bring yourself down? Oh, the perception of I can get by better by myself, weakness, exactly. What are some things you guys do? Listen to music, yes. Work out. Awesome. Work out. I need to work out. Riding horses, going to the spa, praying, yes. Wonderful. Reading, swimming, yes. I see some water babies in here. Gardening. What else do you do? Take drives. Yeah. Have you said take drives? Awesome. So does self-care, dine out, travel abroad, eat? Yes, absolutely. Wonderful. I'm glad to see so many healthy coping skills. Laugh a lot. Yes. Anastasia, thank you. I see some more people typing. You guys are doing great. Painting, right? That's what we're all doing right now. Painting. How can we support one another? How can you support one another? To help break that stigma, to checking in, communication, exactly. By listening, not being judgmental, write it out. Absolutely. Journal. Find a neutral person. Yes, counseling, therapist, pastor, someone who is neutral. And so I think we all sometimes think when we hear self-care that we have to spend money, right? And so that is so not true. You guys just listed several things that we can do that are free, that we can do from the comfort of our own home to help with our self-care and the self-care of others. And so I didn't see anyone mention saying no, right? How many people have a problem saying no or struggle with saying no when someone asks them something? Yeah, we tend to overbook ourselves, overlend ourselves to others, but saying no is practicing self-care. And no is a sentence, and no does not require an explanation. Although people look for it, right? People do look for it sometimes, but we are not obligated to give an explanation. So saying no is also a part of self-care. Setting healthy boundaries goes along with that, right? And so it's so important that we set those boundaries, such as, if you're in school, if you're working, if you have a family, there's certainly we have realistic expectations for ourselves and for others. Also, being kind to yourself, right? We tend to be hard on ourselves about if we don't do something right the first time, if we make a mistake, but we are human beings. So being kind to yourself is so important, especially during this time. During this pandemic, we have several pandemics going on at one time right now. So we have to be kind to ourselves. What else did you guys not mention that I think is important in terms of mental health? I did see someone put listening, right? Listening to ourselves and listening to others, prioritizing our own needs. It's not self. Oh, look at cutie. It's not. You're not being selfish when you want to have me time or you put yourself first. You're taking care of you, and that's important. And so I'm hoping you guys use the tips and the coping skills that some others mentioned that you guys are using, and also do some, a self check-in, because sometimes we have some negative coping skills too that we're not going to go into because I don't want to call nobody out, and I, don't want to come across as judgmental, but just be mindful of some of the negative coping skills that sometimes we fall into that trap. And so when you're taking care of yourself or when you're feeling a certain way, um, to just check in with yourself and remember that feelings come and go. That you're not wrong for feeling sad, for being angry, for feeling overwhelmed. That is a feeling that is valid, that you're entitled to. But remember that they come and go. Feelings are not facts. They are how you feel, but they do not provide any facts. And so usually where people run into problems with is those thoughts associated with the feelings. And so that's where you really need that neutral person that I think Melanie mentioned to help you process some of those thoughts that you may be having. So not the feelings. You're entitled to your feelings. Don't ever let anyone tell you you shouldn't feel a certain way, right? It's usually those thoughts that are associated with the feelings. And so to challenge some of those thoughts that you have that are sometimes automatic, sometimes negative. So challenge them. Do you have facts to support them or go against them? Or are they rational? Are they irrational? But your feelings are always valid. How do we contact you? Okay, so I can definitely put my information in the chat, my email and my phone number. I also am on Facebook. I don't have IG yet, a business IG yet, but I'm also on Psychology Today. I'm on Therapy for Black Girls. So I will put my information. You can also Google me and it should pop up in terms of Psychology Today and the other sites that I'm on. Okay. Did anybody have any questions? That was just a quick blurb. I know we're all practicing some self-care in the moment, and but I think it's important that we just start having these conversations and talking about it. So thank you, Melanie, for having me. Thank you, everyone, for listening to me ramble and all that fun stuff. Yay.
Thank you, Natasha. That was amazing. Did y'all learn some useful tips? Thumbs up. Thumbs up. I learned some stuff. And Natasha, like you said something amazing where none of us said no. Like we didn't put no on there. And that is it's critical, saying no. I know myself, like I sometimes over commit or, always want to be there for other people and supporting other people. And it's time and it's okay for us to say no. As she said, no is a complete sentence. Okay. So be sure to connect with Natasha. Follow us also on Facebook and Twitter. So we're going to share. We're going to cut this recording and share that too. What the tips that Natasha shared with us, as well as we'll be featuring several other clinicians throughout the entire month of October. And it's just really important for self-care. I can't stress it enough. I see so many people where, like in the midst of this pandemic, everything has changed. Everyone has experienced loss, each of us, whether it's personal loss, whether it is, financial loss with job and, all these different things. There's so many things. And I think one of the major things too with those that experience personal loss of people and family members, they can't grieve the same. So we can't gather as, family to really come together and support one another. So in this time, it's truly important that we, one, reach out and check on other people, check on other people. But first, as we're doing today, we want to check in with ourselves and be honest with ourselves about where we are and how we're truly feeling in this moment. Okay? So thank you again, Natasha. We went to college together. She is amazing. And I always try to support her. And I thought, what better way to highlight her and have her come and just really share some amazing tips with us.